following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Sean in Canada. Hey, Sean, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. How's it going, brother?
It's going great, man. How you doing?
I'm a huge fan of the show. I just found out about you guys within the last month and a half.
Okay.
And I can't believe, I'm like, where did these guys come from?
How did you find out about us?
Sometimes I'll go in the search engine and try to find some market analysis.
Okay, man. Welcome to the Tiger family. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us, man.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm just excited to watch your bid. I get a lot out of them. I really love the intros you do, the excitement and the energy, and you guys are pretty special.
Well, we get a great network, man, and there's a lot of diversity, man, and we're really lucky. Thank you so much for calling, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Sean. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
You too, bud.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Don't take anything personally. Ignore the opinions of others. Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system, so whatever they think about you is not about you, but is about them. That's a tough one. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 2, NASDAQ down 22, S&P's down 5, gold contract down, $3.20, traded at $1,340 an ounce. Silver down 10 cents at $19.97 an ounce. Platinum off $3 at $1,093 an ounce. Copper up 2 pennies at $2.25 a pound. Light sweet crude down 58 cents, trading at $44.66 a barrel. Bonds, the 10-year note up 6 ticks, 132.07. 30-year bond up 21 ticks, 172.07. King dollar. King dollar's breaking topside. King dollar's up 528.6. Over its June 24th swing high, you're at 97.11. King dollar looks like it's going to make the run up to 98.90, and we'll see if it might make the run to $1, which would be pretty wild, folks. Euro's trading at $1.10, and the yen is at 106. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. I want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? It's going to be wild just watching this whole thing shake out, folks. And what you have is this. So, SPY's trading at 215.84. You get a small ABC structure up, confirmed one up, meaning that you took out the B point, took it out with volume, which gives you a price projection of 218.90. Now, the real question is going to be, what the heck's going to get it up there? We had Big Blue come out with numbers last night. Big Blue had traded over, was up $5, gave it up in spades all over the place. So Big Blue right now is flat or down slightly. We'll bring it up right now for you. So if we take a look at Big Blue right now is down 41 cents, 159.45. Now, that being said, after the close out here, we got Microsoft tonight, MSFT. Well, Microsoft doesn't look like it's going to give the S&P any help either, and this is why. Microsoft right now is down 83 cents. You get a slight increase in volume. Nothing heavy, but they're pushing us down with volume. Yesterday we did 31 million shares on the way up. We've already done 30 million shares. Bottom line, I expect you're going to see lower prices out here. And what Microsoft also has is this. Microsoft, the last time we come out with numbers, Microsoft had closed on the 21st of April at $55.78. Bang, the next day it opens up at $50. Big downdraft, right? Well, Microsoft made it all the way back up into that gap again, and Microsoft is still laying out here, with that said, with 2 high-volume lows at the bottom of this consolidation. So Microsoft is saying that it wants to run down to the $48 level. Right now you're at 53. So I don't see Microsoft helping the S&P either. NDX 100. Let's go take a look at the NDX 100, because what you're going to have inside this NDX 100 is that we're going to have Microsoft, if in fact I'm right about that correlation on the way down, that's going to affect and kick into the NDX 100 ASAP. You got the NQs. Actually, let's bring up the futures first. So we bring up the NQs. NQs right now are trading at 45.91, and this is also banging on the intraday lows, and it has some volume. So it's like, okay, man, it's not that this wants to go a lot lower, but I can see it going all the way to the lows of almost lows of yesterday. That's only like on the $6 or $7 down. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Gold contract out here, folks, is up 350. It looks like it's setting up a small ABC structure on the way down. What we've done out here is that right now you're trading at 1340. You've done 25,000 contracts. That is way too light. You're talking about coming down on 32,000. Coming down on 28,000, coming down on 30,000, and going up on 25,000. It looks like gold wants to back down into this 1283 area. The notes, we take a look at the notes. What we have with the notes is this. Notes right now also look to be an ABC structure on the way down. You're up 7 ticks today. We've done 812,000 contracts. This is coming into 1.3 million contracts, and it looks like the notes are going to back right into where they broke topside from on the 24th, which is 130.21. And if we go over to King Dollar finally got up and over. It had been building cause for a few weeks, DXU, to get up and over that 24th, June 24th area, and it did it. And it has price spread. It doesn't have the volume, but you can't expect the volume for that on that 24th. But what I'm figuring what you're going to see here is this. See, the first time we went over the 24th was the following day, was the 27th. So the 24th was Friday. Monday we went over it. You went over it and you did 28,000 contracts. You backed down, you did 21,000. You pushed back up again with 29,000. We backed down, kept rejecting lower price. Right now you're at 97.11, and what I expect you're going to see is that this baby's going to make a run up to the 98.91 area. That's where you had a downdraft that was created in February. The thing that's going to be wild about the aspect of the King Dollar, folks, is that King Dollar could make that run for 100. Let's go to Dave in Boston. Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
I'm good. Hey, and talking about Microsoft, I want to ask you, I'm thinking about maybe doing a straddle part.
Okay.
For the earnings.
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts on it, and I'm thinking maybe the 54s. I'm not sure if I should go in the money or out of the money a little bit, because it does gap, 4 or 5 points on earnings.
Yeah, well, it did last time, and it looks to me that, okay, so see the real, that's low there. That low is $49. I wouldn't go too far. Microsoft looks to me, what should happen is this. See the April 22nd? The high of that is like 52, the low is 50. It looks to me I want to go 50 to $49. That's how this thing is kind of set up right here. There, just hang with us a second, all right?
Okay. Yep, we'll do.
Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow right now is up 2. Nasdaq's down 23. S&Ps are down 5. We're going to be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking with Dave from Boston, and we're talking about he is thinking about putting a straddle on in the Microsoft earnings number. So they're going to come out at 10 past 4. So what strike price are you looking at?
If I go $1 on either side, it's going to cost me $1.70. If I go $2 on either side, it's going to cost me $1. So that, I think it's going to go $2 either way anyway. So at the very least, I'm going to recoup my $1.70.
Yeah, I think
if it goes $5, $4 or $5, I make money.
Yeah, no, I think you get that. I think that's good. I think that's good. So check this out. Which is pretty cool about this, folks, is this. So when this gap down last time in April, right? You see the top of that gap, or the bottom of the gap is 55.41. So there's your $2 that way.
Right.
And then your $2 the other way are these high volume lows out here, and that's $50, and that's for $3.15 on that side.
Yeah, and if we go either more, we make money on it. If not, like I said, break even. So would you go with the dollar?
I would. I would, because the dollar. Well, it's the $1.70 is giving you what? It's the $1.70 you have to do.
So you get the 54s and the 52s.
Okay, and then the buck is getting you.
55s and the 51s.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, because you only get to make.
So you go with the buck on either way.
I would, because you only got to get $2 back, right? Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, like I said, if it only goes up 2, but if it gaps down, you get $4 or $5 out of it. It's done in the past few quarters. It has done it. It's gone $4 or $5 either way.
No, if we bring this back, you're going to see that from the let's see. Yeah, so the quarter in January it did it, the quarter in April it did it, and we'll find out. And it's amazing about this, folks. If we just go over to Netflix for a second and take a look, I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to be a replay of Netflix, but Netflix did the same thing. Netflix in the April quarter, it closed at 106, it opened the next day at 92, 94.
Yeah.
And this morning, of course, this opened at 85, and yesterday it closed at 98. So. Cooking, brother.
All right, I'll take a shot at it. Thanks, Tom.
Good luck, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. And as he's doing that, there's a couple of different plays you can do. If you've traded the Nadex product, folks, you can go in there. If you're bearish, well, he's looking for volatility both ways. Where I would be looking for, I'd be selling the top of that box. because the futures market is open till 4:15. You'll have no premium in there at the top of those boxes. Now, folks, let's go over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, as we do each and every Tuesday at 20 past the first hour. Basil has a great show right here at TFNN every trading day, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. You can get it right on your phone. You go to TFNN.com, you hit Tiger TV, you're going to get great HD quality video as well as audio. You can also test drive Basil's newsletter. The way you do that, come over to our website at TFNN. You go to newsletters, go to trading newsletters. You'll see the opening call right there. Test drive it 30 days, absolutely free. Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
Very well, thank you.
So I'm looking at the Dow Industrials daily, weekly, and monthly, I believe, right?
And right, you've got the 120 minute. We've got 4 time frames.
Okay.
So if we can go through each one separately, I'll show you something very interesting. So there's an expression I have that rectangle formations can last a lot longer than your patience. And basically, if you look at the 120 minute chart, since it popped up at 11:30, on the 14th, we've just been going sideways within a trading band, and the technicals, if you look, have been weakening. And what happens if you think of a balloon, if you think of a balloon up in the air, and you've got, or a kite, when the wind starts to fade, theoretically, either the balloon or the kite should start to fall. But what happens if there's enough wind just to keep it up, and the technicals, in other words, the string starts to slacken, but it's still holding well, when the wind comes back again, does it now go much higher, or is it stuck at that level? And that's what we're going to find. In other words, if the technicals start to improve tomorrow or the next day, then we're going to see whether or not the Dow is going to break out. But it's really simple in terms of, let me get rid of this. In the daily chart, we made it in the Chapman wave. You look for the most obvious lowest low bar, and you merely start to count each successively higher peak, and you look for at least 4 successively higher peaks alphabetically labeled with uppercase letters A, B, C, and D. Well, we got to peak B yesterday because we didn't break the 18,557.43 Dow high of the 18th. And yesterday we went to 18,556.13, $1.50 away. And today, it's incredible. Today, that sideways pattern that we looked at in the shorter, very near-term time frame, look what happened. We made an inside bar again today. Narrowest trading range we've had in quite a while. And what's interesting is all it needed to do today, well, the day's still young. We've got 30-something minutes to go. The high of the day is 18,553.30. So all you've got is about 4 points, 4.25 points, and you make leg C. So now what happens in this particular methodology, to just nominally make a leg C and then to start pulling back means you're now starting to run out of energy. If this leg that we see that goes above 18,557 in the Dow, it's the same thing in the S&P, very close. We haven't made leg C yet. If that leg C is very strong tomorrow, then what we should see is a move higher, and we will eventually get to leg D. And that would take us, because today is already Tuesday, so you have to wait till tomorrow, which would be Wednesday for leg C. Then Thursday is the best possibility of a peak C, and that would give you Friday as a potential to go to leg D. So it's probably early next week, Monday or Tuesday, where we, in the soonest case, we could see
now,
peak
Basil,
D.
let me ask you, on the daily, those technicals are pretty high, though.
Aren't they? Yeah, these are strong.
So, well, you consider that strong when it's that high? When the
MACD, yep. Let me just explain that. The green line and the red line, this is the moving average convergence, divergence, and the distance between the green line, which is the faster moving average, and the slow line is very big. Okay. So that suggests that at this point, it's still strength.
Okay.
And if you look at the slow stochastic, it's at 97.89. Imagine when it goes down and it's at 2%, or in this case, less than 2%. If it was the other way around, that would be showing extreme weakness. And this is showing very, very good strength at 97.89. You don't get much higher than that. Now, the big thing is...
No, that's my point. That's my point. That's exactly my point.
Right. And your point is that, is it overbought so that we're becoming down? Am I correct?
It's just when I've seen markets that are at highs, and normally you like to see those not that high so they can go higher, right?
So let me just go through this for a brief second here. You've got the slow stochastic, and the distances that I use are 80% and 20% to start giving you a reading that in the technical books they call overbought. I love it because that's where you really want to be holding above 80%, especially in the 90% area.
Okay.
And you can see that the longer it stays above that green line there,
Yep.
the longer the price movement can be to the upside. If it just pops and then drops, that's very negative.
Okay.
So far, it's flattening out. So I have to say, up until this very minute that we're speaking,
Yeah.
strong technicals, I like that. And I suspect we should go to leg C and then a leg D over the coming 3 to 5 days. And that's going to be very important.
Okay, you stay right there. We're going to take a quick break, and Basil and I are going to come right back. Dow right now, folks, is up $7. You have the Nasdaq down 22. S&Ps are down 5. You stay right there, folks. Basil and I are coming right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is up 8. You get the Nasdaq down 22. S&Ps are off 4. And after the close, Microsoft's going to be coming out at 10 past 4. Intuitive Surgical is going to be out, just says after 4. They normally come out a little bit later, but that's going to be, no doubt, a couple of wild stocks. We're talking with our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, and we are talking the Dow Industrials right now. Go ahead, Basil.
You brought a beautiful point up. It's a really important point. What you were talking about is within the patterns that you're looking at, as you're looking at the slow stochastic, that's the one at the bottom, what the question is that at the point where you could see a reversal, because that's what it looks like often happens. And my answer to you is, yeah, that's a really good question, because in every technical book that you'll ever read, when they talk about certain percentages, they say over 80%, and the term they always use is overbought. I say that's the best thing that you can have if you're long. You want the price of the stochastic to be above 80%, because as you can see in all these moves, as long as it was holding above 80%, especially if you are looking at the Chapman wave methodology with the letters, then you want to ride it as long as you can. It's when it suddenly goes above 80 and then it turns down. That's where you got to be careful. Look how long this one lasted. Even though it was bumpy, it was above this green line here, and look at that nice move up.
Yes.
So within this context, I now have to say, okay, we've started a brand new buy mode from 17,063 in the Dow. And if that's the case with the MACD and stochastic strong, there should be at least 4 peaks higher. At peak D, you can see we made 2 Ds, a D there and a D there. That's where you've got big pullbacks. That means that there's a really good chance that we should go higher in this particular pattern. And to me, that says we should go at least to 4 peaks higher. Now, that doesn't say how high. It just says we should make higher highs. So as long as you're at 97% to get to below 80%, that's 17% that you'd have to lose. That would be a really big move. That would take the Dow down probably below 18,350, 18,300, about 200 points. So that would be about 20 points on the S&P. And as I'm looking at it, I'll do the same thing. I'll go to the S&P. This is the daily chart. You can see the S&P is still expanding, not quite as good, but it's still very strong in the MACD. Stochastics at 96.80, just a little bit lower than the Dow. So far, this is saying, and even the action that we've had over the last 4 sessions has really been consolidating at the high. That's the way I have to look at it. So my contention is that somehow or other we should get to 4 higher peaks. And if you look at the weekly chart, it's in leg D. Now, because it's in D, and I'm looking at the technicals, which are strong, but not quite as strong as they should be, I'm saying, okay, that allows me to say there's a chance that when we get to the leg D in the Dow and the S&P, that we might start to be looking for the short side, and that would eventually make a peak D in the weekly chart. My suspicion is that by Tuesday, maybe Wednesday of next week, I'll be looking at the downside of this. But another thing that I wanted to bring out is that since we last spoke, look what's happened to the Dow monthly chart. It's broken out. This is, I have to call it a leg B in the monthly. To me, that's very positive. So the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, as we speak, are still very positive. My suspicion is that we will have a pretty sharp pullback when I get that peak D in the weekly.
It'd be pretty wild if, then the monthly, because you'd be looking for the monthly to go to a D too, right?
I have no choice but to put an up arrow and to say the way, I mean, under these conditions, you've got bonds, they're just the dollar. You spoke about the dollar a little while ago, and politics. How could it be that we'd go even higher for the rest of the year? But I mean, I have to follow the chart. But look at the dollar; it's making this double U pattern, like a one U next to the other, like a W. And so far, it's above the 9-period moving average. Where it was
the dollar's a big move, man. There's no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an implication, I think, because the commodities, I think, are a little overbought. I think they're pulling back, and that might affect gold as well. And yeah, I like the dollar.
It will definitely affect gold and metal. It'll affect all the metals. There's no doubt, man.
And one of the things that I've looked at is often when the dollar is strong, even though one wouldn't think so, it has been helping the Dow and the S&P. So, and they aren't all quite like this. And what's very, very interesting is that the QQQ only today made its leg B and then a peak B. And that means that, and it's holding very well, and the stochastic and MACD are good. So all of these are lining up to say that we should go to higher highs. As I say, it doesn't say how high, but it does say we should be above the highs of a couple of days ago. I like that.
It's going to be so intriguing to see what makes it happen. I mean, because Microsoft looks like it's going to fall apart, man. So this is going to be pretty wild because, it is a large weighting structure inside the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ. So,
the interesting thing about Microsoft is that it's had a really strong rally, and it's one of the old fogies like IBM that has held well. there was that huge gap. You remember there was that gap way back in, was it October, I think, of last year? Yeah, it had this huge gap between, I think it was like 49 and maybe 51. And then it took a while to fill. And now you've got these lines that are border lines, and you're looking at it, and it says that if Microsoft actually does plunge, if it closes underneath 51, it's going to change the stochastic and the MACD, which are actually holding very well right now. So I agree, this is going to be quite important, because how the market responds to either a negative, because Microsoft is part of the Dow. It never used to be, now it is.
Yeah, right.
So how it responds is going to be very interesting, because it will impact tomorrow's action in the market.
And folks, you can come over to our website at TFNN. You go to newsletters, go to trading newsletters. You can test drive Basil's newsletter, the opening call, 30 days, absolutely free. So, hey, what's the weather like up in Boston, man?
Absolutely. Today is just a glorious day. Humidity, very little humidity, and beautiful, up in the high 70s. It's just a beautiful day.
That is a beauty.
Because we had some stinkers last week. Playing tennis out in the humidity was not fun.
Yeah.
But this is beautiful. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if we could bottle this and just bring it out in January sometime?
Well, you know what's so weird, and this is that it seems that the humidity gets hotter in Boston than it does even in Florida when it comes in. Because it doesn't seem to leave.
Yeah, it doesn't leave. You've often said that, and I think you're right. I think the actual density, if that's the word that one could use, of the humidity, there's no crosswinds or anything like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. That cement sucks it up and it doesn't leave.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Have a great one, Basil. Have a safe one. Of course, we look forward to the show tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom. Have a great evening.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Yeah, Boston at 95 degrees is a killer. There's no two ways about that, man. That humidity, that cement just comes right in on you. Market-wise out here, let's go take a look at so the Dow is fluctuating between positive and negative. If we actually take a look at how this is set up, bottom line is that somehow, some way, this wants to get higher. That's my take on this. It's a quiet market. This thing wants one more spike. That's the way it seems to be setting up. What we do have is that this is a big week here with numbers. Next week is a monster week. Next week you're going to have Facebook, you're going to have Google, you're going to have Amazon. You get window dressing at the end of the month. I mean, all of that is happening. It's in place right now. Inside, if you're in the metals market, tomorrow is going to be, after the market, it's going to be a big one. So tomorrow after the close, Newmont is coming out with numbers. That's going to be the first big gold stock coming out with numbers. And, of course, all of these have had quite a run. Newmont just went from $16 to $41. And we'll see whether it can hang up at those numbers. 877-927-6648. Dow Industrials right now up 14. You get the NASDAQ down 21. S&Ps are down 4. We're going to be right back.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. So Newmont will kick off the large gold companies tomorrow, folks. That's after the close. Newmont's trading at 41.42. ABX, let's go see when Barrick is coming out. Barrick comes out the 27th. Both of those, though, are big market caps inside the gold market. In fact, I know we got plenty of callers that like trading, whether it's the Nugget or the Dust or the GDX. Those are the largest weighting structures. Both of those equities are inside that GDX. Barrick is the number one weighting structure. That's 10.3%. Newmont's 9.1%. Goldcorp is 6.6%. Goldcorp has something just not quite right going on with it. Goldcorp, it's rolling. It's had a decent run. It went from $9 to $19, but this thing's rolling. It looks like it wants to run down to this 16.03. That's the way this is set up right now. ISRG, let's go take a look at Intuitive Surgical. That's going to be coming out with numbers after the close. And this stock, man, you talk about, it's tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's after the close today. This equity here, you talk about high volatility, folks. This has it all. Now, let's see what we got here. So if I put this on a weekly, we took out, that's an 8.447, 580, wow, 130 bucks ballpark would be 632. Oh, this is pretty cool. So check this out. This looks like it's going to back down because it finished at, 632 is an ABC structure on the way up. It ran to 681, so it just extended that. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything real bad, though. 654. But this one you always got to watch out for, man. This can basically gap down like $100 in a heartbeat. And when you take this and we put this back a few, you're going to see the volatility is just vicious. It's like in April. So check this out. April of 2014, it went from $541 and 2 months later, it was at 362. It laid out there for 2 months. It only, then it went down to 346, and then it just never stopped, going all the way back up to this 670 mark. So big numbers, no doubt. Goldman Sachs come out with numbers. Bottom line, that the stock is not moving. You get a sideways move. 1 second. You get a sideways move on Goldman. What is going to be intriguing here, folks, is that where a curveball got thrown out here for these banks, I suspect, is that it was reported that even the Republican platform was coming in with a return to the Glass-Steagall Act. So if, in fact, that's what we get, which would be great, by the way, okay, these banks are really going to be toast, because then there's going to be the separation once again. So now both the Democrats and the Republicans basically saying, hey, we want to return to the Glass-Steagall Act. And if, in fact, that is not just political rhetoric and it's actually going to happen, oh, baby, watch out. Because then they have to make a choice. Are you a trading vehicle? Are you a trading bank? Or, in fact, are you a bank? Big, big difference. Huge difference. Those conglomerates, they can get bigger in the context of what they want to do, but they can't have both sides of the trade, which is a whole different ballgame. We go take a look at the Transportation Authority. The transports out here today, down $15, trading at $79.57. And the last 6 months, that high is established out there. So that's 81.14, your last high that was out here. Let me put this back on a monthly for a second. Yeah, this is just coming up to ice. This doesn't look like it's going to go hit any highs either. No. So this one here is definitely important in the context of where the markets want to go. Let's go to Mike in Toronto. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure, how you been, man?
Surviving.
Surviving? We gotta get better than that, man. Shit.
Well, we had a heat wave up here too, right? It's cooling down today. The problem is I've been in my attic doing insulation.
Oh,
so
that's
like
heavy.
A California sauna, you know.
I know,
degrees.
man. And not only that, that insulation is like wicked. I've done it. I know.
The fiberglass?
Yeah.
The R12?
Yeah.
I got smart. What I did was I drove around all the Home Depots and Lowe's.
Yeah.
And I bought all the broken rigid insulation. You know, the
Good for you,
foam
yeah.
insulation. Yeah, broken. That's when they.
That's awesome,
when
man.
they're on the forklift and they break the pieces off
Yep.
or whatever.
We spray it in now. I spray it in now. But that's awesome. What you do? No, that's where it's at. Whole much better deal. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but it takes forever to put it in there, you see, and now I'm putting in this perforated radiant attic foil I had to buy on eBay.
Okay.
You can't buy it in Canada, you see, so I have to go down to Niagara Falls, you know, spend the day, pick it up, and then drive it back, you know, and...
Hey, you're going to have a nice cool house, though, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to minimize the temperature swings in the home.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a great. You're going to be really surprised how much you can lose in between floors.
You think so?
Yeah, we do it even when I'm building a couple new houses. What I do now is that I do the roof, and then I actually do in between the floors, because in between the floors, you know, we're in Florida, so what happens with the coolant? You save a fortune if, in fact, you're saving on electricity. So what you're doing is that you're making the envelope much smaller inside the house as to where the air is coming in and escaping, you know. So
yeah, you're trying to limit the moisture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to get back to that trade on the Vancouver real estate bubble.
Okay.
It's ticker symbol EQB, Equitable Bank.
Yeah.
It's down hard today.
So let's take a look. This is the Equitable. They provide first mortgages across Canada. The low is 43. The high is 63. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I mean, this is illiquid. I mean, this is right. There's only 7,000 shares traded, right?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't want to go.
What do you think is happening? You think the market makers are manipulating this thing?
No, there's not enough money in this for anything. 7,000 shares. People, I mean, a market maker wouldn't even look at this. There's no reason to look at it. They make money on volume. They're not making 7,000 shares, man. You can't make anything on the stock. You know, does it want to test $54.84? Yeah. I suspect it wants to get down there.
And it breaks, then what? Where does it go?
You get game to 51. You know, where I'm going with that, Mike, is that I have this on a weekly right now as the high of January. That's where it's, you know, that has some support there. Let me put this on a monthly just for a second.
Yeah, go to the monthly, because look back to 2008. Look where it went.
Yeah, and hey, listen, on a monthly it can test 43. It's a high volume swing low. It is a high volume swing low. There's no doubt.
That's it. Yeah. 43 high swing low. $43. Okay.
Okay, man.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with your project, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Lots of numbers coming out after the close. We're coming up to the close. Right now, we get 10 minutes before the close. Dow Industrials are up 20. You get the NASDAQ down 20. S&Ps are down 3. We're going to be right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go over to Microsoft. So when we take a look at Microsoft, you know, it's always, when all the numbers are coming out, it's always great because, you know, we speculate all day long anyway. But it's really cool when you can speculate and they're coming out in 10, 15 minutes. So we have what Microsoft is this. And you got to remember something. Someone always knows something. And I'm not saying it's not insider trade, but someone always knows something, folks. Information is the name of the game. So when you look at Microsoft out here, we have a low volume day in an incredible way, not in a small way. Volume-wise out here, we're only at 546 million on the NYSE. So we're going to do all of like 710 million. That's incredibly light volume. That being said, guess what? Microsoft is coming down on volume. So, you know, Microsoft made a high yesterday with 31 million shares. You're coming down with 40 million shares. You have a seller in Microsoft. Now, it doesn't mean that that seller is going to be correct. Okay, I suspect it's going to be correct, but this is always cool. The reason I'm bringing it up is that these little subtleties that you see inside the marketplace are important, and so we'll watch how this shakes out. You know, when these numbers come out, the way that Microsoft is laid out right now, Microsoft looks like it wants to run down to this $51 level. You know, It's got blown away the last couple times. Now, if Microsoft breaks 50, Microsoft's going to have a little problem here, and it very well could be the aspect. They already said that they weren't going to sell so many Windows. I forget how many they say they were going to sell, but they released that 2 days ago that they didn't feel they were going to do that anymore, and that was smart. That was a good heads up. I suspect that what very well could happen here is that between that, you're more than likely you very well may have a good amount of expenses with them buying LinkedIn. So we'll see how this whole thing does shake out after the close. Intuitive Surgical, ISRG. This is going to be another one. This one's always a little bit harder to basically nail down because this thing gaps. It seems to gap $20 or $30 like in a heartbeat. And in fact, that $20, $30, it can do both of them and both sides. Now, and with Intuitive Surgical, as we're coming into the close, you're getting just the opposite. Someone's turning around and buying into Intuitive Surgical. That's what makes a market, of course, okay? If we go back over to Microsoft just for a second, Microsoft's going to be a bigger number inside the aspect of how it can move the futures after the close. Because what does happen is that Microsoft is saying that they're coming out with the numbers at 10 past 4. Now, that's important in the context. The futures close at 4:15. And where Microsoft goes, there'll be a few other equities that Microsoft will either pull up or pull down with them. Intel, I think, is coming out tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow after the close. And it's not that Microsoft can pull Intel up or down, but if Microsoft comes out with a number that causes it to go down $5, Intel will take a hit. It doesn't have to be a big hit, but Intel would take a hit simultaneously. What would also take a hit ASAP, of course, the 3Qs. So if we see the NDX right now, that is coming into a downdraft that was created out here on the 15th. And the way the NDX is trading, we're coming up testing both of those. One was an updraft, one was a downdraft. But you talk about dramatically lighter volume. Yeah, it's a big time. So even the NDX is saying, okay, it wants to trade to slightly lower prices. Nothing heavy, because I do expect somehow, some way, that this SPY wants to finish its ABC structure on the way up. It's only down 33 cents, 216. That 218.90 is a couple breaths, and the SPY can be there. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming back with some numbers. Dow Industrial's up 22, Nasdaq's down 21, S&P's down 3. We're going to be right back.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Dell in Texas. Hey, Dell, what's going on?
Hey, Tom.
How you doing, man?
My call. Great.
Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. Appreciate it.
I love your show. I just stumbled upon it probably, maybe a month ago.
And how'd you find us?
I found you on YouTube.
YouTube. That's a beautiful thing. Well, we appreciate you growling and prowling with us. Welcome to the Tiger family, man.
Wow.
I like it. Totally.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Cultivate wisdom. You don't need to accumulate knowledge to become wise. Anyone can become wise. When you become wise, you respect your body, you respect your mind, and respect your soul. When you become wise, your life is controlled by your heart, not your head. Market rise! Let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 25, Nasdaq down 19, S&P's flat, gold contract up $3.50, traded at $1,340 an ounce. Silver down 8 cents at $19.99 an ounce. Platinum down $3 at $1,093 an ounce. Copper up 2 pennies at $2.25 a pound. Light sweet crude down 63 cents, trading at $44.61 a barrel. Bonds, 10-year note up 7 ticks, 132.08. 30-year bond up 25 ticks, 172.11. King dollar up 518 ticks, trading at 97.10. King dollar gets over. It's June 24th swing area. Bottom line, wants to run up to this 99.50 area. Might even see a buck out of King dollar. Euro is trading at $1.10, and the yen is at 106.10. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. I want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You're at 216.18. You get a small ABC structure that wants to trade up to this 218.90 mark, and Microsoft just come up with numbers, and Microsoft might be able to do it. Microsoft closed at $53.09. It's trading up $2 right now. You're trading up $55.20. And number-wise goes like this on Microsoft. The estimate was 58 cents. They made 59 cents. ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. Intuitive Surgical closed at 671. That is trading at 691. That won't necessarily help the Dow, the S&P, but Microsoft definitely will help that S&P get up and finish this ABC structure on the way up. The SPY had closed at 216.19. It's trading right now at 216.34. NDX 100. We take a look at the QQQ. What do you have with the QQQ? The Q's closed. The Q's closed at 112.13. That's trading at 112.46. That also wants higher price. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Gold contract, folks, was up. Yet it looks like a small ABC structure on the way down. If we take a look at the gold contract, what you're going to see is this. We did 14,000 contracts out, 143,000 contracts out here today. We're trading at 1332. I expect we're going to see this thing try to get into the 1280 to 1283 mark. What we are going to have out here tomorrow after the close is one of the first large caps. Nuance going to be coming out with their numbers after the close tomorrow. The oil market. We take a look at oil. What we have with oil is this. Oil's trading at 44.63, and this actually looks like it's going to go after the lowest swing point. That lowest swing point we're talking about is 44.42, and what we have tomorrow, 10:30 tomorrow, you get the oil supply numbers, the API numbers, they're coming out. That's going to make a difference. This is very well could be an ABC structure on the way down, which it'll be a good-sized ABC if it's on the way. 50 is your A, conservatively 44. Well, it's $5.50, which would bring you into the $41 to $40 area. Bonds, we can take a look at the note market and the bond market. This also looks like there's a small ABC structure on the way down. We had the 10-year notes today up 8 ticks, 132.09. The breakout area where this broke topside from on the 24th is 130.21. And I do expect we're going to come in back in and hit that area. The 30-year is quite a way to go down in order to also come back and hit that area. And what the 30-year is, the 30-year right now is trading at 172.11. We went up today on 156,000 contracts. You're going into 314,000. So it has the parameters for A to B portion of an ABC down. The 165.25 is where this broke topside from. It looks to me like we're going to get right back down into that level. King dollar. Now, King dollar in the commodity market in general, this is going to give it a little headwind, and this is what it is. King dollar right now did 24,000 contracts. We're at 97.09. It's over the swing point. The swing point that we're talking about is 96.70. And you're over pretty good. I suspect King dollar first is going to run up and into the 98.91 level, and it's real possible that we might see here, if we pull this back a little and put this on a continuous contract, what you're going to see is that we've been in this consolidation for a long period of time, folks. The consolidation inside the dollar index, it started in March of 2015. The bottom of this consolidation is approximately the 91, 92 area. The way King Dollar just broke today is saying, okay, doesn't have to go to the high. It'll be saying 98.50 on a continuous contract. But you can make the case. I can make the case that on the 24th, when this had wide price spread, had the volume, that it broke the downtrend that had been happening since January of this year. And that would say that you can make a run to 99.95. And of course, if we make a run to 99.5, it's like, okay, you're 5/100ths away from 100. It's like, okay, you're going to go tag that 100 because the top of the swing area is 100.60. Bottom line is that we'll see if, in fact, we have follow through tomorrow, because what I expect you're going to see out here, if we go to the euro for a second, I expect that you're going to see follow through because the euro right now is at $1.10, and the euro looks like it wants to run down into this 109 area, and we'll see whether it can hold the 109. If the euro doesn't hold 109, 108 is going to be all over it. After the close out here, you had Microsoft come out with numbers. These are going to be all over the place. Microsoft closed at the $53, trading up $2.50. ISRG came out with numbers. Intuitive Surgical closed at $671. That's trading at $702. That is putting a little juice into the NDX as well as the S&Ps. And if we go back to that SPY, once again, that little small ABC structure on the way up, bottom line, Microsoft will give it a hand getting up into those higher numbers. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow Industrials finished up 25, NASDAQ down 19, S&P's flat. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go over and take a look at Microsoft. So Microsoft closed at 53, trading at 55. And let's see what we can look at here. So, okay, Microsoft reported profit and sales that topped the analyst estimates by aggressive push into internet-based software and services for business. Fourth quarter revenue, including some adjustments, was $22.6 billion, compared with the average annual estimate of $22.1 billion. That's pretty good. It's $500 million more. Revenue from the corporate's cloud platform doubled in the quarter ended June 30th. Profit excluding items was 69 cents a share. Analysts had an average of 58 cents a share. During the quarter, Microsoft reported total charges of $1.11 billion related to the restructuring of the phone business it acquired from Nokia. It's pretty amazing when you buy a business from Nokia and it's worth zero and you can still make money. Pretty amazing. Shares up 4.4% in extended trading. ISRG, Intuitive Surgical, this is just one big animal. Intuitive Surgical closed at $671. It's trading at $704. Intuitive Surgical numbers go like this. When Intuitive Surgical, their earnings per share, the estimate was $4.98. They made $5.62. Revenue estimate was $640 million. They made $670 million. The second quarter procedure growth grew 16%. 13% was the estimate. ISRG cites growth in U.S. general surgery procedures and worldwide urologic procedures. Second quarter surgical placements was 130. They estimated 131. They shipped 118. So it's pretty wild. This is the I know the name of this. Okay, what is it? It's the Intuitive Surgical. It's a system that it's robotic surgery. They call it a certain system. Bottom line is that they're selling a lot of them, and man, they get a huge amount of money because when you look at this Da Vinci system, that's what it is, Da Vinci system. Because when you look at these numbers again, thank you. You can see what they're talking about. They only sold, well, not that's only because it depends what the 130 systems. You know, bottom line, 130 systems, and you take in 640 million. Big numbers. I'm sure they probably like the razor blade systems, right? Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Now, come out here tomorrow after the close. We're going to have Newmont come out with numbers. Now, Newmont's going to be a big one, folks. And the reason it's going to be a big one is twofold. If we take a look at Newmont, you're going to see that this has been an extraordinary run, as has the rest of these gold equities. 6 months ago, Newmont's at $15. You're trading at 41. That's the first part. The second part, it actually gets a little bit bigger. And what it is this. You're coming into a supply line that is a really huge supply line. And not all the gold equities are doing this, but quite a few of them are. And Newmont's case, you're coming into a supply line that's been out there since 2003. Yeah, hard to believe. These stocks are performing really nice, but bottom line, a supply line from 2003 is pretty intense to get through. That being said, what you also have is this. So when we take a look at the larger ownership structure, is that there's not like one big dude that shakes out when you look at Newmont. If you're watching Tiger TV, I just brought up the biggest holders of Newmont. And, they're large funds in general. That being said, now watch this. ABX. If I go over to ABX, and this is what's going to be, large traders are going to watch this. Barrick doesn't come out with their numbers, and Barrick is the largest gold company in the world until the 27th. What the difference is this, is that if we look at the price escalation, it's the same. Huge numbers, okay? Huge run off the bottom. You know, Barrick just went from $5.91 up to $22. If we look at the supply line is also laid out, and this supply line in Barrick is really sick. It goes back to 1993. 1993. And what that means by the supply line, folks, is that there's that many people that own Barrick or did own Barrick at a higher price. Okay, now here's the kicker. The kicker is that when you take a look at the ownership aspect of it, you have good old George Soros in there in a big way, 19 million shares. And does that make a difference? Yes, it does. Because I remember on the first run in gold from 2002, 2003, going up to 2006 or 7. It was actually 2006. Soros and his sons owned a huge piece of a couple companies that are not even in business anymore. But guess what? They're traders. They're not, you know, he might be saying that, yeah, I'm buying this for the bottom line, they're traders. And his position in this equity is in a really dynamite profit. So I suspect what we're going to have is that, you know, if Newmont comes out with numbers and the numbers are cool, no problem. If those numbers are not cool, then we got to watch out in a big way. Why? Because what you'll have is that you will have some selling also in Barrick. And those two equities are the largest weighting structures inside the GDX, inside the XAU, inside the HUI, and not the HUI, inside the XAU, inside the GDX. Okay, so bottom line, that's what we're going to be looking out, and that's going to be after the close tomorrow night. We go take a look at the SPY. So the SPY, you know, which we'll get a little help from Microsoft in the morning. You know, we didn't get any help from IBM today trying to, you know, get up to this 218 level. It hit 217 last Thursday. I suspect we're going to see that level, the 218.90 level is going to get hit. We'll put that together with a few equities that are coming out with their numbers next week. Right now, this week, I believe, yeah, Kevin thinks there's going to be, well, including today, there's 404 companies that are reporting this week. So you're talking about big numbers. CTAS, let's take a look at, see what we got here. This is, they design, manufacture, it's a uniform company. They closed at $97.42. This is trading at 101. At 101, look at that. That's going higher. And numbers go like this. Their revenue, the estimate was $1.25 billion. They made $1.27 billion. Their earnings per share was $1.08. Their earnings per share for the year, the estimate was $4.28, and they're up in that estimate. They're saying we're going to make from $4.35 to $4.45. They see revenue. They're up in the, well, they're putting the revenue at a high end also. The estimate, the prior estimate was $5.17 billion. Now they're saying the low end would be 5.15. The high end would be 5.23. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow Industrials finished up 25, and by the way, that's an all-time close at the high closing price for the high end, for the Dow Industrials, 18,559. We're going to be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how EverBank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? EverBank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? EverBank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, swim lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go over and take a look at the XLE. So 10:30 tomorrow morning, folks, you get the oil numbers coming out. That is always some pretty good action. Now, that being said, you know, this XLE just doesn't look like it wants to fall apart just yet either. We're trading at $68.88, like 69 to 70 bucks is game here. You know, that it had that's a high out here of 18 million shares on the 8th of June, and it looks like that very well could get tested one more time. ExxonMobil, that ExxonMobil's coming out with the numbers on the 29th, so that's next week before that. I think that's next Friday before the open. You have Chevron coming out with numbers the 29th also at 8:30 in the morning. So you get Exxon, so it's 7? Yeah, it's 7. And Chevron, and Exxon's paying a 3% dividend. Chevron's paying, and that's why I'm sure people are still into that too. Chevron's paying a 4% dividend. Yeah, and as one of our tigers is saying, the XLE is holding up really well compared to what this oil contract is doing right now, because this oil contract looks that 10:30 tomorrow morning, there's going to be some fun out here. I mean, this thing, you know, has been trading, you know, highly volatile, up, down, a buck just about every day. But when you really take a look at the trend, we hit a high of $52 June 9th. You're at 44 right now, and this thing was pressing its lows, and you know you closed the session out at the lows of the marketplace. So you're at 44.61, 44.51 would be a break downside. You break that baby downside, and we get any volume. You know, you can get into $40 pretty easy, and A $40 print in the oil market is a lot different than the $45 or $50 print that we have had right now. There's no two ways about that. When we come into next week, we're going to get some big action. You had Netflix getting taken apart today, NFLX. Netflix was down $13 today, trading at $85.84. Amazon's coming out with numbers next week. That Amazon, their numbers are coming out on the 28th. Facebook, I think, is the 27th. That's the 27th. Google is the 28th. The 28th is going to be a big day, man. Google caught a bid once again out here today. It's up $3. Google looks like it's going to go try to fill the gap. So last time Google came out with numbers, Google had closed at $759, opened up the next day at $718. It's going up to try to fill that gap. Now, it's going up there with dramatically lighter volume, because this had got taken apart in February. Google had gone from $789. 4 days later, it was at $684. Yeah, pretty heavy stuff. Facebook, let's go take a look at Facebook, because it looks to me like Facebook is taking a lot of Google's business, meaning the advertising part of the business. If we do look at Facebook, Facebook is ready to break topside once again. Facebook closed today at $120.61. It has a high volume swing point up there at 120.79. And it's like, hey, that thing's going to go for tomorrow. The real kicker is going to be, is it going to have the volume to do an additional ABC structure on the way up? If I put this on a monthly it's just been a one-way ride from $54. So this was $54 in April of 2014. And yeah, August of 2015, he had some high volatility, that's for sure. He went from 98 to 72 and then back to 89 before the month was over. Had some high volatility in January, same deal. Went from 112 to 89, but yet you closed at 112. Now it looks like it wants to break it looks like it wants to break topside again. It's not necessarily, on a monthly, it's not an ABC, because it's just been a one-way. We haven't even done a B. On the weekly, you can make the case, if we do break topside here, that 110, yeah, you can make the case that you got 130 on it. 130 in Facebook. That'll also get some action. Inside the NDX 100. There's no two ways about that. Let's go look at IBM. IBM, folks, just couldn't handle a higher price. It's not that it got killed out here, and it didn't. IBM's trading at 159.58. When you put this on a monthly, though, what you're going to see is that it can't handle, when IBM can't handle 161, it's a problem, and this is why. IBM topped out at 215. That was years ago now. It's amazing. It's March of 2013. It goes straight down from 215 to 118. You're coming into the downdraft, one of the larger downdrafts from October of 2014. That started the month at 190, and went to 161. You had 146 million shares traded. Now, here's where the problem comes in. You got into that level today. You rejected it. Now, this is on a monthly. But if, in fact, we close below this 161 at the end of the month, and we have less than 161 million shares, which I expect we will, because last month it only did 77 million, well, then you have the probability, you have the possibility, not the probability, the possibility of a very large ABC down. 176 would be your A, 116 is your B, $60. Which would get you down, interesting, man, that gets down to $100. And what is laying out here, wow. So, see, what's laying out here is 116, and that's, when IBM came down to $116 in February, folks, what saved it was going all the way back to October of 2008. That is the high of one of the lows, okay? IBM had made two separate lows. The first low was $78, and then it spiked down to $69. Didn't stay there long in November. Bottom line, it spiked. That's what's been holding it up. So IBM looks like it's still in tough shape out here. That's the way this is shaking out right here. How the dollar, we haven't heard now for what, 2 or 3 months, that if you remember 4 months ago, actually 6 or 7 months ago, you had a high dollar, all the stocks were complaining about it. Well, guess what? This dollar has broken topside, and I don't expect we're going to hear about it for another couple weeks. But if this dollar has some follow-through, which it looks to me like it's going to, you're going to hear that flat out once again. The companies that don't make their numbers, they're going to be saying that it's the dollar, when in fact the dollar only just stopped moving off the bottom in June. That's when the dollar went from 93 to 96. Now, guess what? It looks like it wants to go back topside once again. The dollar, when these currency moves take place, they take place, and these trends stay in place for quite a while. If we bring this back, the dollar in December of 2015, let's say just January this year, was at 100.93. Goes straight down to 92. Now we're making our way back topside. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. Dow Industrials finished up 25, NASDAQ down 19, S&P's off $1.50. We're going to be right back.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. So I think many of us have heard many times about pension funds and how much they have to do on a basis, a yearly basis, in order to fulfill what their responsibilities would be and their payment structures would be going forward. So this story here, this is, you talk about, we talk quite a bit about rates around here. We know we're at a zero rate environment. So check this out. This goes back years too. Even I remember 4 or 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, folks, if you're in investments that are particularly safe, it's really hard to get a consistent 7-8% every year. It just, that was even 4 years ago. Never mind now. So check this out. This is pretty intense. So pension funds, the headline is, pension funds face a 7% return dream and a 0% reality. So it goes for pension funds, which are finding it increasingly difficult to mint big returns on their investments when benchmark bond yields are at record lows. They face a dilemma of falling short of the returns that they rely on, or taking perilous risk that could prove catastrophic. That's my point about, you can make money, but how much risk do you want to make the money? And on a lower risk environment, you're getting anything over 5%, you're doing really good. A prime example is the California Public Employees Retirement System, which is the biggest U.S. public pension fund with $300 billion in assets. CalPERS just posted its worst performance since the credit crisis, gaining 0.6%. Check that out, 0.6% in the 12 months ended June 30th. Now, the sick thing, let me just put this up here for a second, because this is pretty wild. If we put, here, let me read the story first. But if I put, anyway, I'll read the story first. On one hand, it's just 1 year. On the other, it's the second disappointing year in a row and has brought the system's average investment return to 7% a year over the past 2 decades, below its target, according to the Los Angeles Times. So that's still not bad. That's pretty intense, actually. On one hand, it's, so second disappointing in a row. So they've done all right, man. They've done 7% a year for 20 years. It's all right. The path only gets harder from here. Pensions generally recognize that they have ratcheted up their expected annual returns in recent years. The problem is that CalPERS, like many other funds, still have a pretty high expectations for future returns. In general, private U.S. pensions rely on a 6.9% annualized return on investments to send out checks to retirees to meet other obligations, according to the median figures tallied by Mercer. About 60% of pensions assumed a return of 6% to 7.5%, the company data shows. Without the expected investment return over the long run, pensions either need to promise less or get more money through contributions, either from workers or potentially taxpayers. It's increasingly difficult to meet such high targets with any reliability because interest rates around the world are stuck near record lows, and trillions of dollars of sovereign debt yield less than nothing. Yeah, right now, I'll get to that number, but it's in the trillions, folks, that are negative rate returns. Just think, none of the hedge fund managers surveyed by Penguin in June expected industry-wide returns of 8% or more in 2016. That's pretty intense. None. That's a zero. And only 6% expected broad gains of 6% or more. While hedge funds make up a small portion of the pension's overall investments, this statistic is telling, especially it marks a sea change in investor sentiment. In the era of central bank stimulus, investors are mainly just hoping to get their money back rather than win big returns. Most economists expect global growth to slow, which would imply lower returns for riskier assets over time. Meanwhile, the average yield on a developed market sovereign bonds have fallen to 0.5% from 2.4% in 2011. That's pretty intense. Despite this backdrop, some significant gains were available in the 12 months ended June 30th across different asset classes. CalPERS was able to capitalize on some of them, with its fixed income allocation gaining more than 9%, but it lost 3.4% on its public equity portfolio, and its real estate holdings underperformed their benchmark indices. While CalPERS, like many other pension funds, has rightly sought to diversify its investments, it gives up some of the gains that it needs to generate a 7.5% return. And if they were to make more concentrated, riskier bets, it would risk losing money that they're counting on. There's no doubt. Pretty intense, man. I mean, that's this negative rate environment, folks, is just absolutely amazing. And if we take a look at these rates right now across the world, it doesn't look to me, the bonds right now are pulling back, but the bonds are doing a small ABC down. They're pulling back into a huge sign of strength, and that January 24th level is not going to, first time down, is not going to crack. I mean, the volume there is huge. When you take a look at across the world, what you have is that we're at 1.55. Well, the United Kingdom's at 0.8%. France is at 0.2. Germany is negative. Italy is 1.2. Spain's 1.1. Sweden is 0.1%. Switzerland is negative by 0.5%. And so what you want to remember is that all those countries can take in money, and I just quoted the 10-year bond. So that's what they sell a 10-year bond for. They can take that money and then they switch it right into the U.S. Treasury's 10-year bond. And what do you think happens? That's more demand than there is supply. And you're talking about time duration also. And what happens is that when you have the same vehicle, meaning you have a sovereign note, 10 years, with the same time duration, there isn't a better, well, there may be a better trade. I don't know of a better trade out there because that is about as riskless as you could get. You're talking about sovereign country to sovereign country, and all you're doing is you're making the difference in the spread. And the difference in the spread is dramatic in the context of what you can get in that country. Just think about it for a second. If you're in France, you're paying 0.2%. Well, you're getting 1.55, so you're making 1.35 on a riskless trade. Big money. You leverage that up. Why not leverage it up? Because you can leverage on the bond market. The leverage is huge. In fact, well, anyway, you get the gist of it. It's a big number, folks, and that's one of the main reasons I suspect that we're going to stay at lower rates because who knows when that is going to change. Now, what that has done is that's put a bid under the dollar, but what it also looks like is that because our markets, headline news, the Dow Industrials today closes at highs, well, guess what? What also happens, in order to buy into the U.S. market, what do you need? You need U.S. dollars. So I suspect, well, that and the Turkey deal. The Turkey deal, I suspect, is going to, that's turning into a larger deal. What Turkey did at 1:30 out here today was pretty intense. It's not that I've been following it left and right, but what they did do is that across all educational institutions, they got rid of everyone. Everyone. It's like, oh, really? Yeah, everyone. Everyone's gone, folks, okay? So that's a problem, I mean, how can I just can't picture saying that, yeah, every one of those deans that have anything to do with education did something wrong? I doubt it. They just don't want anyone getting educated. We're going to be right back, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
Join Andy Hecht as he shows you how to make money in commodities. The Commodities Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. ISRG, that's a little rocket ship after the close out here. That closed at 671. It's trading at 715. You got Microsoft up a couple points. Let's go over to C's. We'll take a look at the Hang Seng. Hang Seng last night, folks, closed down 129. You are at 21,600. Yeah, it looks like Hang Seng's going to make a run to try to get over this 20,634. Actually, it is over. It's over the last swing point. So Hang Seng. Yeah, Hang Seng's going to try to get up to this. It's quite a run, actually. 22,600. That's the low of that. Yeah, that's the low. 22,600. So that's a big number. The Nikkei. Nikkei last night was up 225. You're at 16,723. And the volume's dying on the vine, but this looks like it wants to trade into that 17,251. If we go over and we take a look at the yen, what you have with the yen is this. Now, the yen came off the bottom of 100, and it looks like the yen's going to try to get over 106.84. This yen. And that would make sense in the context that would see the Nikkei go up pretty well. It doesn't have to go dramatically. It would go up pretty good. The reason being, folks, is that they need the yen has been getting strong since June of last year. Now they've been trying to weaken it, but the bottom line, it hasn't worked. They got a decent bounce going right now, though. So the yen right now is trading at 106.14. And, we'll see whether that baby can get up into this 110 area. But the way that it's looking right now, it looks like it wants to do that. We go to the FTSE in the UK. What you have at the FTSE in the UK is this. That today went sideways. You're at 66.95. This baby wants to try to get up to that swing high of 71. The DAX in Germany. Now, the DAX in Germany trades just like our NASDAQ. And the DAX in Germany is trying to go up and tag the June 23rd high, which is 10,104 is the low of that, which is a couple hundred points up. 10,340 is the high. The way this market is setting up, folks, is that what I expect you're going to see is that this ABC structure, it's a small ABC, but it's the price structure is $218.90, and right now you're at $216.19. I expect you're going to see that finish up. We're going to get it sometime into next week. You're going to have Google coming out with numbers, Facebook coming out with numbers, Amazon coming out with numbers, and what? And you get end of the month buying, window dressing, and then I expect that's when you're going to see this market turn. Because what we do have is that you get a market that no doubt is up. The volume is dropping dramatically. You know, the last 10 days we haven't even done 1 billion shares. Today we did 750 million. That's on the NYSE. So what that's saying is that you have less people in the store, they're buying the product, and the NASDAQ Composite, we've done 1.6 billion for the last 5 days. That should be banging out a couple billion shares. And in both cases, you just don't have the buyers. And of course, as soon as you buy something, what ends up happening? Well, you got to sell it to someone. That's what it comes down to. When you have short volume at highs, that is distribution. That's how this thing lays out. And if we take a look at the SPY, even though I suspect the SPY is going to make it up to that ABC structure, the SPY itself is an anemic volume, big time. You should get ready for big action tomorrow because we're going to have more numbers for you. Always remember, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership of it, and fly with it. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a great night, safe night. Look forward to speaking right back here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Go get them, folks.